Hello, welcome to this video on playing and memorising the last post, bugle call, and the rouse, which on Anzac Day is used to end the 60 seconds of silence. So I'm going to put a couple of links in the description below of amazing military players performing this. The version that you can find also in the links back to my website where you can print out the music, that version was transcribed from one of these military recordings. So if you've downloaded this in the past, my version might look slightly different in a couple of places, but it's been written to make it really obvious how the military players were performing this in terms of tempo and rhythm and kind of emphasis of certain notes. The big trick for today, though, is using a mnemonic, a memorizing device, to help memorize this piece. No one is going to be bothered if you use sheet music when you play this as a student performer. But obviously when you see people do this at the AFL Grand Final, AFL Grand Final, and any AFL games that if it weren't for coronavirus would be happening, when you see people do this at Anzac Day memorial services, they don't use music, they play it by memory. So that is our end goal. We're also going to look at a little cheat that makes it easier to play when your really high range is still developing. And that's important if you're a younger player, to get a great sound and do it using this little cheat. No one in the audience would know, by the way. They wouldn't know or care that you were using it. All right, so first things first. Opening phrase, we're going to call this the red phrase. And your challenge is to write it in red texter, red pencil, red crayon, red whatever you've got, to write this on the top line of one of your staves in your journal. Somewhere around page 25 in your practice journal, I want you to copy this phrase down in the colour red. So that is the opening of the piece. We may have used this as a warm-up in the past at school. You're going to copy that down in the colour red. In terms of warming up for this, one of the best possible warm-ups you can do is the stage fright trick that's in another video that hopefully gets posted today, on the same day as this one, which is a breathing trick to help prepare your body to perform the best you possibly can, but also it gets us ready to play our instruments with a beautiful controlled sound. So there's your warm-up, the stage fright exercise. In orange, so go and find orange texter, orange pen, orange pencil, orange crayon, Play-Doh, whatever you've got. In orange on the next line, can you please copy down this phrase in your journal? That is your orange phrase. Now, not surprisingly, we're on to yellow. You can probably see where this is going. Red, orange, yellow. This one starts up high, so you need to anticipate what it's going to feel like. Get your embouchure set ready to hit that high F or for low brass, or high G for trumpet. If you're listening to this and you're thinking, I can't play a high G, let alone just hit it straight off, don't worry, that's where our little trick in a minute's going to come in. Just keep copying it down for now. So this is red, orange, yellow phrase. Starts up high. Okay, next phrase. It's going to be green. Go find your green pencil. Obviously, pause this video when you need to practice individual phrases. And if you hit a point where you just can't get past it yet, practice the previous phrases until you can play those with a beautiful sound. And by that time, you will have been training your lips over a number of days or weeks to get a great sound for the even higher ones. This one's nice and short. Sounds like this. and it flows straight into blue. And this is the bit that you'll recognize straight away because the tempo lifts a bit and we've got these fast rhythms, really focusing on keeping your air flowing as you're using fast tonguing for these rhythms. Following on, this is where your rainbow is going to get a bit tricky. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo. Kind of light purpley colour. Do your best with indigo. Pause the video, find your indigo colour or something to pretend to be indigo, and then have a listen to this. Like one of the previous phrases, the trickiest thing is getting clear articulation as you leap from da da, the G up to the high E for trumpet, or the F up to the high D for low brass. That takes a lot of anticipation and clear tonguing. Final phrase, indigo, violet, dark purpley colour. Find something to be violet, and it's going to finish off like this. So that's a more extended phrase. We run right from kind of the final middle section phrase of the piece into that outro, which is very similar to the opening. So the swells, the dynamics are obviously very important here to give it some shape, but you don't want to overdo them. They need to be present, but not distracting. Then the very final phrase, bum 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 ba dum bum. That very last note needs to have a bit of a haunting, ethereal sound to it. So we don't, what's the best way to say it? Don't blast. You need to play it with a beautiful controlled sound. If it doesn't come out actually piano, actually soft, that's okay. You just need to maintain a beautiful, steady, controlled tone, nice warm sound. And as you can feel that you're about to start wobbling and lose control of it, that's where you end it gently. So don't let it get into wobbling territory. Control the ending with a nice gentle little finish to it. And then you count to 60 very slowly. Look at the ground in front of you. Count to 60 slowly in your head. And then we're into the rouse. This is all about imagining in your head and getting fast tonguing and smooth airflow. So all of these quick notes, particularly the short notes, are nice and audible. The audience needs to be able to hear them, so you need to really accentuate the tonguing on them. Instrument down, job done. Easy as that. So I'm not going to play you the whole thing right now, not only because I need more practice to be able to go red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, all in a row and get it right and do all the extra stuff, but because there are people on the internet who do it far better than me. I can, however, give you some advice. Memorize your rainbow, phrase by phrase. Second bit would be focus on the start of each phrase. Imagine how it's going to feel, and especially for the rouse when you have the fast tonguing, be ready for that ta-ta-ta-ta, ta-ta-ta-ta. Those quick notes in particular need real attention to the tonguing, and you could even make them a little bit staccato. They're already short notes, but you can even separate them a bit to make them stand out more. Now here's the trick. To make it easier, if your high Fs and high Gs don't feel very comfortable yet, Moving to second position, which is second valve. That will drop the entire piece by half a step. Moving to third position, we'll drop the entire piece, that's first valve. We'll drop the entire piece by one whole step. Moving to fourth position is probably about as far as you want to take this. That will drop the piece by 1.5 steps. You're starting all the way down on low G. So for trombones, low G, fourth position, relaxed lips, and trumpets, that would be a low A for you. And that means that your highest note is now a high D in fourth position for trombones, and a high E for trumpets on 1 and 2 for trumpets. So here's how the first bit of it would sound in that fourth position or 1 and 2 fingering. And I'm really thinking about relaxed open airflow to get these low notes nice and clear. Alright, maybe I can play it by memory. How about you go back through and check if I missed any of the colours on my way through the last post. Usual reflective things, what did I like about my playing? I think I remembered all the sections. What could I improve on? Controlling that, the start in particular of that soft high note at the end of the last post. Alright, good luck. If you can play it with slide all the way in and no valves, great. If you need to drop it half a step, whole step, or even 1.5 steps down to 1 and 2 or fourth position, do that. Most people won't even know, and most people won't even care, even if they do know. Good luck, have fun. If you need a particular warm-up for this, I suggest you practice long note swells to help build up your control of those notes at the start. But if the swells don't happen, that's fine. It's not about being perfect. Thank you.